to the family of Roseline and Daktari Odede, to the people of Adhiambo, to the people of Raila and the people of Siaya. Nimekuja with Mosma Jalango, Mosma Wododongo, Mosma Rift Valley, Angelo Jagot, Jacom, kiongozi wetu, ni kuambia kwamba we want to thank you, Jacom, for being an statesman, for always standing for this nation, for always compromising for Kenya, Jacom. At a time when this country needs someone to stand for, someone to stabilize the country, you have always taken a sacrifice. As from where we come from, as Odongo, we don't take it for granted, Jacom. We've worked with Journey with you before, and we have come again, our paths have come together, and we want to tell you, we wish you well as you go to Addis. Our prayers from the Rift Valley is with you, Jacom. We are praying for you because of our shared relationship and friendship in this country. Na nyinyi kama watu ya Nam, nyinyi ni wasiep wetu sana. Jo Sudan, jo uko Nile, tunataka tuambia kwamba sisi wote tuambie Jacom, because Jacom will be able to open the boundaries of this region and this Africa. We can be able to transact from Kenya to Nigeria bila mashida ya boundary mingi yenye tunapitia. It is through Jacom that we'll get that vision. Jacom, unajua ni rafiki ya wafugaji. Pia nataka nikuombe kama rafiki ya wafugaji. Sisi wafugaji kidogo tumeonewa sababu Jacom, wakati watu ya hapa Nam wakiuza samaki yao wa export wanapata dola. Wakati watu ya huko Kinango wakiuza viazi yao wana export wanapata dola. Jacom, wakati watu ya huko Mombasa wakiuza korosho wana export wanapata dola. Watu ya Murang'a wakiuza kahawa Jacom wana export wanapata dola. Watu ya Kericho na Murang'a wakiuza chai yao wanapata dola. Sisi wafugaji Jacom hatupatani na dola sababu we have not been able to export nyama yetu sababu ya diseases. Wakati tuliletea vaccination, mtu mwenye anatega samaki anapiga vita vaccination ya ng'ombe yetu Jacom. Mtu mwenye ako na coffee anakataa vaccination ya ng'ombe yetu Jacom. Mtu mwenye analima majani chai Jacom anakataa vaccination ya ng'ombe yetu. Mbona mtu taki tupate dola kama nyinyi? Wacha ni wastaki kwa Jacom ndio waongeleshe mkubali ng'ombe yetu iwekwe chanjo tupate dola kama nyinyi. Awacha kosoka wacho. Awacha kosoka wacho. Ya mwisho Jacom. Ya mwisho Jacom. As our senior most leader and statesman in this country, I think we have been unfair to the current president Jacom. And you will help me tell these people because you have a more bigger voice. Because ile mashida since independent enye haikutatuliwa na Jomo Kenyatta. Wakati alisema ujinga na umaskini na nini, akakuja Moi 24 years akutatua hiyo mashida. Akakuja Kibaki miaka 10 Jacom ulisaidia yeye akumaliza kutatua hiyo mashida. Akakuja Uhuru, sisi wengine tulimsaidia hakutatua hiyo mashida. Mbona mnataka huyu mtoto wa Sarah William Ruto atatue na miaka 2 Kenya hajatatuliwa na miaka 60? Awacho kosoka wacho. Awacho kosoka wacho. Erokamano nyasaye kwedhi.
Erokamano. Iwacho ni piny agonda. Iwacho ni piny ang'o? Piny agonda. Wachopo ka aniluonga ni Eve Obara, and member of parliament ma Kabondo Kasipul manie Homa Bay County. Avachopo mondagonu mos kuom lal mar osiepna Roseline manang'eyo chon chakre manane corporate world nyaka koro sani. Abiro ka kendo monago mos nosiepega ariyo. Mandalo mane wachapni ka wan nyiri matindo. Ne wachako gik moko ni development clubs. Recho gi Monica. Nwan gi gimoro ni maru. Pod wantie kode nyaka sani. Agonu mos ahinya. Iwacho ni the pain of loss jodalawa is so personal that all of us manitie ka can only imagine. Mosura ahinya family mar nyamera Roseline. Mad Nyasaye ket chunye kamokwe. Mad kwe makende. Bede dalani ka daktari. Mosura ahinya. Baba, thank you so much for always being there for your people. I know the future is great for you. Thank you very much. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Erokamano ni baba, familia majori Odede, welo duto kanisa, mosu uni mrembe. Okabiwacho mang'eny nikech aseloso at the level of my family. And Roseline en nyieka, in the sense that jaduong mare Walter Odede and Rispara Lala, my mother-in-law, and brother and sister. In that sense, she is my nyieka to speak. When we have lost a great lady, Kendo, we have lost Nyar Nam. It's only recently we celebrated the success of Nyinam. This is a celebration. Omio kwabiro yuago Roseline, wabiro celebrate a life of Nyar Nam. Roseline stands for love, peace, and unity. As the chairperson, Mar Commission, Mar Human Rights, Tendeni Odwaro peace, love, and unity. That's all that she requires. And we can only tell Jory and the family that there will be peace. And therefore, you will celebrate the life of your beloved wife and children, because Roseline has left history. She has left a mark. We are proud of her as Nyanam. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, Dr. Mbaka. Allow me now to invite the Secretary General of the biggest party and the oldest that we know, Senator Edwin Sifuna. We were with him all the way in Nairobi and even now.
Asante sana kwa Bishop wa kanisa la Kianglikana na familia ya Mama Roseline kiongozwa na mzee Jory, my party leader, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. Mimi ndio Sifuna, katibu mkuu wa chama cha ODM, senator wa kaunti ya Nairobi na naibu kiranja wa walio wachache ndani ya bunge la Senate. Nimefika hapa kama nyinyi wote nitoe pole zangu kwa familia ya mwenda zake Roseline, kwa sababu huyu mama ambaye amelala hapa leo alikuwa ni mtetezi wa kwanza wa haki za wanyonge na haki za kibinadamu. Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga, mimi wakati tumekuwa katika likizo pale Disemba, the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights ilitoa statement moja kali sana. Wengi ambao tunaamini katika uhuru na haki tulishabikia hiyo statement. Hatukujua kwamba Roseline alikuwa anatoa hiyo statement akiwa mgonjwa, akiwa hospitali. Mimi nataka ujiulize wewe leo. Wewe hauna kansa, wewe si mgonjwa, hauko hospitali, mkono yako yote mbili uko nayo. Mwenyezi Mungu amekubariki na siku, lakini hauwezi kuzungumza wakati ambapo unaona haki za binadamu na haki za Wakenya zikikandamizwa. Si unafaa usikie aibu? Kama mtu wako mgonjwa hospitali lakini yeye ndiye anakutetea, wewe mwenyewe huwezi kujitetea, itakuwaje? Nataka kwa niaba ya makao makuu ya chama cha ODM, kwa niaba ya wananchi wote wa Nairobi na kwa niaba yangu mwenyewe na familia yangu, niseme pole sana kwa kumpoteza huyu shujaa ambaye alikuwa anasimamia mambo ya haki. Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga, kitu ambacho wengi hawajui ni kwamba baada ya hiyo statement kutolewa na Kenya National Commission of Human Rights, walinyang'anywa pesa. Walinyang'anywa pesa. Vice Chair yuko hapa, they lost over 100 million shillings from their budget because of standing up and saying they condemn abductions. Sasa ile kitu ambayo imebaki ni sisi wengine ambao tutasimama hapa katika hafla hii ya kumzindikisha Roseline, lazima tuwe wa kweli. Na Bishop, leo umenisaidia sana, kwa sababu mimi nitajificha nyuma yako. Mtu akijaribu kudorushia ngumi apige Bishop, shauri yake, kutenda shetani. Bishop has challenged us as leaders to do what? To stand up and speak truth to power. When something is wrong, we all have a responsibility to say that it is wrong. Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga, wewe saa hii ulisema unaenda kutafuta kiti ya AU. And as your Secretary General, there are instructions you left to me. I don't know if ODM has more than one Secretary General. I am the only one. You told me that we must retain the identity of the political party called ODM as a beacon of hope for Kenyans, chama ambacho kitasimama na haki kila siku, mvua ije ama jua ije. Hiyo ndio instructions uliniwachia. Baba, nataka niseme kama katibu wako, ukienda AU upate ukose, mimi nitakurudishia chama chako jinsi ambavyo uliniwachia. Jinsi ambavyo uliniwachia. Baba, kuna watu wananiambia ati tukiona mtu kama huyu rafiki yangu Kiborek na wenzake wanasimama wanasema 2027 kura ya Ruto isipotosha watajaza. Ati ninyamaze tu nitakuharibia kura ya AU. Wanasema baba, saa hii tukiona unafiki ambao uko kwa serikali, wanasema wachukue hata watoto ya watu wanawashika, hawawaleti kotini, wanapotelea huko, abductions zinazidi, ati SG wako anyamaze kwa sababu nitakuharibia kura ya AU. Baba, watoto wamefungua shule saini wiki mbili. Serikali kuu haijatuma pesa ya capitation, wananiambia Sifuna nyamaza, unaharibia baba kura ya AU. Bishop, wacha kama Mungu atanipiga radi nikufe, anipige tu, lakini vile umeniambia leo nitasimama kwa ukweli. Kama mambo ni mbaya katika taifa letu, lazima tutasema mambo ni mabaya. Baba, mambo hayako mazuri hapa Kenya na lazima tutaendelea kuzungumza. Ndugu yangu Kiborek, wewe unasema tupe William Ruto nafasi afanye kazi yake. Akikampeni yeye mwenyewe ndiye alituambia akiweka Biblia chini. Akiweka Biblia chini inamaanisha nini? Kwani unachukua miaka 10 kuweka Biblia chini? Sio sisi tulisema, ni yeye mwenyewe alisema ako na mpango, anajua kazi, akiweka Biblia chini atatatua hii maneno. Kwa hivyo tukimkosoa tunamkosoa kwa maneno yake mwenyewe. Kwa hayo mengi mimi naomba huyu Roseline, I pray that Roseline will continue to be proud of the people she has left behind, including members of my party ODM. Vile Bishop umesema, sisi we must stop being sycophants. We must stop being sycophants. If something is wrong, it is wrong. Na mimi sitajiunga na hawa ndugu zetu wengine wa ODM, wameingiza mrija ndani ya serikali ya Ruto, wanavuta maziwa peke yao, alafu wanasema katibu mkuu anyamaze. Nazungumza kwa niaba ya hawa ambao maziwa haikuji kwa hiyo mrija. Asante sana, Mungu awabariki.
Hello. Hello. Meet kozok meet. Iwacho ni winyo ka winyo ni gang'o. Ber kozok ber. Tek mana ni amani nitiere. Mae kaka wako Nyasembo nyaka Nyikela. Allow me now to invite our very own Waziri for Energy, the Honorable Opiyo Wandayi, who also has a message from the President of the Republic of Kenya.
The kanisa, Baba, Prime Minister Raila Odinga, all protocol observed. Baba, kapoka dhimbele, ingeni tija masani ango, en mar keyo mach. Ake koso kia ake nyaka uyoma kaendi, nyaka Adhiambo, adwa keyo sawa sawa. To Marario, a lot has been said. A lot has been said, and I want to echo what has been said. Today we are sending off a distinguished Kenyan. So what is important as we send off this wonderful lady here today, we must take this opportunity to reflect as a people where we have come from, where we are, and where we are headed. The government of President William Ruto that I serve in currently has embarked on an elaborate program to develop every part of this country without any form of discrimination. And in that plan, Uyoma, Adhiambo, Siaya shall not be left behind. I must confirm that to you. Today, I have got a singular duty to pass a message of condolence from His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto. And here goes the message. Our country has lost one of its finest and gifted champions of human rights. Roseline Adhiambo Odede was diligent, firm, and a fierce advocate for justice. She was focused and served beyond the call of duty as the chairperson of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. Her ability inspired the confidence of her colleagues, while her powerful intellect made her a trusted voice for the voiceless. May it be a comfort to the family, the human rights defenders, and friends that a grateful Kenya is praying for them at this moment. Be comforted by the word of the Lord in Psalms 46 verse 1. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Rest in peace, Roseline. William Samuel Ruto, PhD, CGH. As I conclude, I know a number of national government officials here present have spoken. I would have done injustice if I didn't recognize that Honorable Gumbo, even though he's here as a former member of parliament, he is also the chairman of the Kenya Sugar Board. The Kenya Sugar Board. Just sit down, Honorable Gumbo. And a number of the national government officials who are here have spoken. What is most important, Baba, as we embark on your journey, on the home stretch, in your journey to Addis Ababa, we owe you utmost gratitude as a people, Baba. A lot of these things being said here, we are living witnesses, Baba, because of your resilience and courage. And for that, we remain eternally grateful. With those very many remarks, may God Almighty rest the spirit of Madame Roseline in eternal peace. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Waziri. And now, at this time, waparuru kendo wange ni misa pokorumo. Thuolo ni omiwa matin gi bishop, to wange ni podwane misa. Uwinja koso kuwinja. Koro yenauru mondo the remaining part will be conducted by His Excellency Governor James Orengo to call the fellow governors and ultimately to call Jacom. James Bob Agri Orengo, karibu. Take it over from here. Thank you very much.
Ai uputo manadi. Ne jaduong ma Bishop Marwa, Professor Kodia, ge kanisa ma Anglican Church, ge family mar Odede kotel nigi jori. Kotel noa ge Prime Minister Raila Odinga mabro loso bange. Ana gitich matin ahinya to bange tabro do thuolo ma wacho gimoro abende kawuono do wacho gimoro nikech Roseline moyiko kawuono nitie gima chando chunya ahinya ma kawuono nyaka wachi. Koro gi sani yena uru mondo aluong Governor ma Homa Bay, Chairperson mar party ya ODM, Nyawangaya. Erokamano.
Erokamano ahinya. Your Grace Bishop Professor Kodia, family of an indomitable woman, Nyana Malich Miworo, Roseline Odede, Baba, His Excellency, Engineer Raila Odinga, Governors Wetena, Minister Mar March, Opio Wandai. Kawuono, wakonya na malicha inya. Mawase winjo mbaka neka. We have had the story of an indomitable daughter of the lake that carried our flag high up there. Dr. Jory, together with the girls, Clara and Diana. No, let me not say Clara. Engineer Clara. Kaka ni wache kacha. The girls are a true testimony of what Roseline believed and invested, and you have grown up to be kind and gracious young women. May you stay strong to the legacy of your mom. We are truly, truly proud, and the entire family. As has been said, we may not share in the pain. We can only imagine it. But may God, who feels it and sees it, give you the grace to overcome in the coming days, the coming months, as you continue to live in that very great legacy. Nyako mwa iko kawuono ne nje adieri, ne nochungi adieri, ne wacha adieri, kata ne tek, kata ne yot. Jothurwa, an kopogore gi bedo governor ma Homa Bay, kawuono an be national chairman ma the largest party south of Sahara and north of River Limpopo, chama miluongo ni Odi. Baba wagoni erokamano, kendo kawuono ine wuoth maduong'. Ang'eyo ni mondo ni bika, ni ise wuotho nyocha waneni Namibia, Botswana, Lesotho, Mozambique, South Africa, kiwuotho kuom presidents e piny mangima mar Africa, mondo ibed the next Africa Union chairman. Baba Kawandalaka, we are pushing on the agenda of the ODM party so that we strengthen ourselves and prepare for the next election. But Baba, you are because you are our father, people really come at you. Sometimes we feel even unfairly. Because same time last year, Baba, you led us. We were in demonstrations for against high cost of living. You were shot at all over the place. You never gave up. But people came and said, the very people, that Baba is just spoiling businesses, he's an anarchist, he's this, he's the other. Today, you are moving because you are looking for the African Union seat. They are saying, why is Baba quiet? Why is he not talking? Baba should be talking. Anaduangiso ujo turua. Ni Baba wase bedogo kendo se chung ne gik moko te Kenya ka. Wan kaka oganda be wase bedo mbele wechegi. An kaka Nyawang'aya asegora kata gi police ma wacho ni shoot me kill me. Ji okasore sani ni Nyawang'aya daki wuo, gimbe gin gi dhogi giwuo e. Nyawang'aya daki dhi e street, gimbe gin gi tiend gidhi giringa street kuro. We have been marginalized as a community for a long time. And so, when our brothers get an opportunity to also be in serious positions, we support. And I support fully 100%. Not as a favor, but as a right, because we are also Kenyans. When we get someone who says we want to unite this whole country to come together, we support fully. Ngano nigi tiende odio ringi. Ngano nigi doge odio wuo. Agwambu unyalego wan bange mondo dio bede African Union to podende jatendwa. Ko wacho ni left to adhi kanye. To ko wacho ni right to adhi kanye. To ko wacho ni fire to atimo nang'o. Omiyo nyaka wang'e sama wayuore piny kase to pikalo. To be nyaka wang'e sama wachung' mondo wadhi mbele. Wan kaka chama waikore 2027 nyaka wabede loch kaka chama. Loch ikawo either as a single party kata as a coalition. Mane ikruok mwatimo mondo 2027 wabede loch e nying Ruoth Yesu.
Erokamano nyawang'aya. Koro sani aluongo osiepna machakre chon kendo interim party leader Anyang' Nyong'o, governor ma Kisumu. Karibu Anyang'.
Jokanyana muntie. Untie. Ang'eni wakuyo. Omiyo kabini mek gimano mang'eny. First of all, I have come here today, Bwana Prime Minister and my colleagues. I've come here today because of our family's friendship with the Odede family. Beginning many years between my father and the late Walter family Odede, and continuing between us. But first of all, I'd like to bring the condolences to my wife, Dorothy. She could not come, but she said I should say pole to the family. Pole sana. Just a couple of weeks ago, I think towards the end of last year, we were in the Odede family's compound to remember the late Muzee after 50 years. And it was a very happy occasion. Roseline was there. They entertained us, we talked. And after that, as usual happened in Luo custom, we went and had a meal together. Very happy, very jolly. So when I heard that Roseline has passed away, it was very difficult to take. But as you read this book here, in loving memory of Roseline, Doreen, Adhiambo, Odede, you find that she died of cancer. I want to say something about cancer as a former Minister for Medical Services and somebody who has personally gone through the truth. Cancer is a very insidious disease. It can start in your body and you don't know. By the time you discover, it may be too advanced. What lesson do you learn from that? Professionals must teach our wananchi about cancer. It means, therefore, that each one of us, since now we have a very robust health system, should take at least once a year a medical examination so that you know your state of health. It's upon you. It's a responsibility you must bear. Because it's very painful, very, very painful to pass on because of cancer, just because you have not been taking regular medical examination to know hali ya health yako. Secondly, what I want to say today, the love and closeness in families is important, not just at a moment of grief, but also on a daily basis. What I saw when we came here for the memory of Walter family Odede was the closeness of the Odede family, both nuclear and extended, and the warmth with which people treated each other, talked and so on. And I think this will happen everywhere. I think the Prime Minister has set this example. Anytime national holidays, whatever, the family comes together with friends. You get to talk freely and know each other. So I'm just pleading with the Luo community that these values are extremely important. Of comradeship in families and friends,
and of taking care of ourselves. Sometimes, as happened in the case of Roseline, you may not know, it was very brief, but at the time, there are certain kinds of cancers which are so aggressive that sometimes there's very little you can do about them. But I pray to God that now that He has taken our dear sister, friend, mother, and relative, that He gives comfort to the family. Jory, please, as we saw you when in the memorial of your father, as a father to the family, an extended family who are together all the time, whenever it is necessary. Please keep that, notwithstanding the grief you're going through. But as they say, we are all traveling that journey, and we'll meet together in the future. Finally, Kanyako somo gimabera nyaga eri nyakindu. Kanyako somo gimabera enya. Therefore, in our villages, I know there are still certain places where girls, it is not easy for girls to go to school. Or when they go, vikwasos are put on their way. Young men, tafadhali, you, young men who are here in the villages and in towns, please give young ladies a chance to go to school. Bwana Yesu asifiwe.
Erokamano. Bende wacha ne matin to mokwongo ni familia mar Odede molo Jory ge familia mari en gima okwanyal ng'eyo gimomiyo otimore kama. Nyasaye mong'eyo. To an gima duong'na kawuono ahinya, wabedo ga gi liete mang'eny, to yudo liel ma jo Kenya nitie machalo mae ok yot. Omiyo Jory, watimo ni mos ahinya kendo wagombo ni kwe odonji dalani kae. Familia ma Odede is a revolutionary family. Kendo anyalo wacho ni chal ma Roseline ne kawo kama jaduong' Odede noweyo. Kech Odede at one time was the Secretary General of the Kenya African Union, and he went to detention. Achingo neko no the detention. So Odede be no the detention. Ae jaduong Jaramogi be no the detention. Raila molo Odinga to kuro da kuro. Mamago gin gik ma nyaka owach kawuono. An kawuono okada neno mudho alai ot. Kawuono ni we must speak in the context of the lady we are saying goodbye to. The space, the human rights space, is a very difficult one to be. To work in that space is extremely difficult. Tomoloyo in the Kenya National Human Rights Commission, where you are supposed to oversight the national government and other institutions on the question of human rights. I know it because one time when nearly the entire Kenya National Human Rights Commission was invaded by the police and wanted to arrest the commissioners during the time of Maina Kiai, I was there in person to try and defend the Kenya National Commission of Human Rights for what we stood for. And I want to plead with their people. Joluo, we have an identity. We have an identity. If you lose that identity for any easy victories, we are going to pay for it in future. Our loss of identity should never arise. And if we make compromises there must be compromises that are justifiable before God and before justice, considerations of justice. Sani, I must say, in the previous government that just retired, we used to have people killed and thrown into River Yala. And if that government was saying they didn't do it, strangely, when that government left, the bodies that we used to see in Yala, there were no more. There were no more bodies in Yala. And I can attest to that. If you go to the Yala hospital, there were many bodies of unidentified Kenyans from all over Kenya, killed and thrown into the river. I am happy that as we celebrate the life of Roseline, she's one person who stood up. Just like another lady in Luoland, Faith Adhiambo, the president of the Law Society of Kenya. She stood firm when other people are making compromises. Constitutions are never suspended. The law can never be suspended. You must always live by the dictates of the Constitution. If you suspend them, you may be happy now, but in the future, you'll regret. Hitler, when Hitler formed his first government, it was a coalition. And that coalition died. Those parties completely died. So what I pray for is that the party called ODM, you can stand any storm. And even if you make compromises, you must make compromises on matters of principle. Not be part of praise and worship. We must stand firm. We must stand firm. We must stand firm. Even now in my chambers, I don't go to courts anymore. If I can tell you how many people come and say, can you go to court again? My little son, my little daughter was abducted. And you know, in the old days, when someone was used to be arrested, and Raila can attest to this, when the police arrest you, you at least have a record that it was the police. Even if they came at night, even if they came in the morning, you'll know that it's the police who have arrested you. But now, you can be met anywhere by any gang of people, and then you are arrested. You don't know whether to go to court. The rate of habeas corpus was the most important instrument you used to have, because at least the police used to accept when they arrested somebody. And if they found they could not justify why you have been arrested, then you are served with a detention order. I put it firmly that to help Kenya be a better place, we must live by the Constitution and by the rule of law. In that space, we have no alternative. No alternative. When African countries became independent, they say we have little time for democracy. Our problem is disease. Our problem is poverty. Our problem is illiteracy. So we don't need political parties. We don't need human rights. We don't need a Bill of Rights. Look at what they did in those 2 decades of African leaders. This constitution in Kenya, if you read it, is the greatest constitutional document that you can ever find in the world. Because when we were at Lancaster, when Kinamboya Jaramogi were at Lancaster, there was an American jurist who had advised the delegation that the American Constitution is very difficult for an African country to deal with. So you must always have provisos with limitation of those rights. So when you went to court, it was very difficult because they would tell you You have the freedom of speech, but it's limited on matters of security, it's limited on matters of health. But this time we made a constitution that makes Kenya a country where the centrality of human rights is fundamental, more than anything else. More than anything else. So for this, we should not make apologies. We should not make apologies for standing for the Constitution, for standing with the law. Jokmawacho, and I agree, we must form coalitions. We must be in a broad-based government. But our people who are in that government, when there are abductions, you must say, please, please, please. Just like the bishop was saying, the bishop was almost crying. Rama is crying. Kenya is crying. Kenya is crying that we must stop abductions. We must stop extrajudicial killing so that we can build a truly democratic republic. The word republic has a meaning, which we can talk about another day. So on my part, I want my conscience to be clear. I want my conscience to be clear that when there were abductions, at least in a public place, I said no to abductions. And I'm saying this because Roseline, this December, not 3 years ago, not 4 years ago, this December, she was telling the Republic of Kenya, the government Republic of Kenya, stop abductions, stop extrajudicial killing. And when she did that, they took away the money for the commission. Workers could not be paid. They could not carry out their work. And that is very normal in government. When there's too much sycophancy, people lose sight of the fundamentals. So, ananaka, anonge kami protera, eme ankidi, eme anyawawa. So, having said all that, we appreciate when we work together with the national government. We appreciate. And there are things we are gaining when we work together with the national government. There are things they have done in Siaya. Next week, I have been informed the president may come in Siaya. We admire and appreciate the cooperation and collaboration between national government and county governments. But it cannot happen any other way because that's what the Constitution says. If the national government does not work with the county governments, that will be a breach of the Constitution. So we must work together. Omio nyakoni, Nyasembo Republic ni, Monyole Rariedaka, Monyole Isiaka, Machalo Feto Adhiambo, my president Malo Society. Unyiso wan karawancho karawana na long lero come on. Korowe nauru tuolo mwanda warwak jatendwa. Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. Ero come on.
Haya, unyalo bet piny. Bishop jodala gi Nyasembo, jothura duto mobiro konyowa kowo nyarwani. Amosu nosawore uru. Akwana adwa achak mokwongo mondo akel mos moa kuom nyagim ojaoda Aida oro rambirambi. Ayomera miluongo ni Dr. Buru, youth leader, senator, bende oro rambirambi. Wan ka wan osiepe. Okay, gwengini osiepna to dere na chilo gi Jaramogi nosiepe malich ahinya mokwongo kinde cha. Ok dere ne nie jela to Jaramogi pimona pile pile gima notimore no Odede. Kore momiyo ema nong'iyo kara nyithindo dede mane odong' ka Pamela ne daga mane odwa. To koro kae bang'e to chako bedo osiepgi oke gwengini. Tae koro abromo gi Nyasembo e ode. To Nyasembo ni wuon mar miringo injinia Odhiambo Augo nosiepto matek ahinya. Koro en bende en gi chuny machalo mar wuon mare. En nyako mariek kendo nyako ma jachir olich ahinya. Omiyo ode Eldoret kanyo dhiye kucha tano tera mana e room mara kenda. Saman kode to kata mana ke gwengini ok bed machiegni. Kendo en nyako ma chunye otegno kendo onge gi luoro. En ng'ama ka un go e lweny modhi kode e lweny ting'eyo ni gidhano e toki. Inyalo wuotho kicha piny. Emomiyo nodhi wach miluongo ni Human Rights Commission. Wawito nyako malich ahinya kae. Nyako man gi chia, nyako ma wiye ler, nyako ma jachir, nyako mariek, kendo nyako ma jaber. Omiyo kanyo aneno gini kotimre awinjo kilande e TV tago simu ni okega kodhe. Imbe gini en adiera. To kendo gini en adiera. Nyasembo nyocha ne kamano gini nyocha bedo kuome kamano. Kata nyocha loso kamano to nyocha riana. Ndalo nyocha chopo. Mwacho ni tuwe mithiedho to tok tim nadi. Mekura en bende otieko wuodhe. To gima otimre ka ni ka koro wakowo Nyasembo to nego wach na gik makoro ratiro kaka jaugonjo wacho. Nikech Nyasembo nyiso chung' e wach mar ratiro mar jopiny. Katiba manyien ni ok nobiro mayot. Katiba ni kane wakele ji mang'eny mane pinge. Remo nochwerie. Kane wan gi wuoro miluongo ni Odhiambo Mbai. Nochung' e komiti mar weche mag devolution. Ne odhi momonji mane ode kane gi nyithindo. Nyithinde ni to go lisasi monegi. Nikech katiba ni. Katiba ni ji mang'eny nothoe. Nyalo paro kane joko tamre magidhi kelo rabolo gi machunga. Nikech nodoro katiba manyien. Chon chani maka ng'ato kama wan kosebiro makini ndam to setiri kucha. Ipona kain kamoro iluongo ni Nyayo House. Itu wang'i gi kitamba semetiri kucha. To keti mtoka Land Rover dingo kodi round about iluoro kodi nyadidek mondo kik ng'eni dhi kanyi. Kendo keri kodi kuma chielo. Ingo luora kodi town ang'ama tipo kain bur kamoro. Kono kiwuok ne to iya golo kitamba e wang'i. Titiri room moro kanyo ma wall tera tengte nyaka ceiling. To go all pie iye kanyo. Kuri ko mna bal kanyo nyaka piny ru. Tigoli titwe wang'i itiri lift kitiri malo ibi gorofa malo kucha. Balcony. Kucha bende ko setiri kucha. To kidhi go wang'i iye wang'i. Tiyudo ji moko kucha bete nyimi kucha matimo ni interrogation. Mago te ni wawacho ni nyaka bed maonge katiba manyien. Kore momiyo nyocha na wacho kapok watieko loro higa. Na wacho ni wach mini kawo ji. Tidhi tero kamoro tidhi keto mikeni ni kure ka mondo rum. Ke sirikal wacho ni bege kia. Inspector General ma police kono kia. Ko kia to kore ng'ama nadi. Joma wuok mana mawange tek magidhi makomna ng'ato ka jomoko be nitie kanyo tineno gimna kanyo gine to gisemaki kanyo to gitweyo pingo taiti idhi gineni irwaki mtoka idhi kodi kucha en jomage tikani kata ka jumba ariyo jumba adek kamar gin jomage opingo ok en gimiyo nyi duka midhi nyiewo onge duka mauso opingo. Opingo gin security item ma sirikal ema nyiewo tioro gi polisi man kodgi. Raia man go pingo kendo ng'e yawo kiful mar opingo matwego ng'ama nyawadgi en ng'ama nadi. Emomiyo kanyicha wacho gini Ruto nowacho ni gini biro rumo to gini mondo rum mondo wach mar mako nyithindo ni nyaka rum. Mar ariyo en gima machielo mar wach mar ni iwacho miriambo ng'ato wacho gimoro kama to kodogo dhi kucha ni to loko dano ni ok awacho mano bed maonge eka piny nyalo dhi nyime. Piny ok nyalo ger gi miriambo. Piny nyalo mana gero ka ji chunga ratiro e piny ka. Ma gima matim thuolo ka. Omiyo an aneno ka en gima lit ahinya mosetimre kinde mokadhogi. Nyicha nona higa mokadho kane watimo demonstration nobawa gi risasi. Nyithindo mang'eny mane onegi. Moko be nogo gi risasi mohinyore nyaka sani. Nyocha ni manyicha nyithindo wuok ni jensigi bende ok omako gi risasi onegi. Nyicha wawacho ni nyithindo gi onego tim gima ni compensation kuom joma nonegi. To mano ohinyore bende chul garama margi mar thieth kuma gintie. Mondo eka wanyalo kero society ma united. Kama gi ok obiro kamano to Kenya biro bedo kapod pogre apoga. Weche gi nyaka wach moriere ka piny ler kama maonge ni togi kagi kacha. Kama chungi anogim pile siasa ok adwa na ng'ato bed ni second guesser. Ana wacho ga mar ratiro ka nitie ni marach to rach. Ka ber to ber. Ok kamano jithuro. Ok kamano. Mi poka lokra. Kadadhi badhi Addis Ababa, tadhi na Addis Ababa to ni ng'ato tera kuro. Kata kadhi Addis Ababa to kan gi daloka. Koso. Momi nyaka wach ni mondo wabed moriere kabisa ni weche madhi nyime maricho gi ok wantie. Nyalo timre ka wantie thuro ka. Nyaka waneni thuro obedo protected, human rights must be respected. Very important. Machielo koro jadolo adwani mondo wach jadolo. Chieng' moro nyocha ne ochwanya ahinya. Kawuono timo maber yo joloso maber liel ka. Chieng' moro nyocha dhi ko injinia mar siepna makan midhone game. To kachopo ni to gine lemo serumo. Ikoro joma gine kani koro gikawo maiti gidhi iko. Yan kadong' taloso gi jomo dong' kanyo. Wach manadi. Wach mar liel. En mar jodala to kod osiepe. Osiepe mong'e ng'ama othono. Kane en jajuok to jogi ma ike. Ko jakuo to kwe ma ike. Ko jasiasa to jasiasa ma ike koso. To ni man koro sani wasoserumo mar lemo ni wadhi gi kucha. Nang'o? Lemo mogik ni ok mater ng'ato e polo. Polo idonje kaluwore gi timbe ni e piny ka. Kane en jajuok, ka en jaricho, osendik ni kuma dhiye kucha. Nyasaye oseng'eyo. Omiyo onge kata tere wacho ni walamo kwa Nyasaye mondo oket chunyi kama ber e polo. Nyasaye oseng'eyo ni ng'ana tere mach. Emomiyo weuru thuolo ne wede gosiepe mondo oyiki ng'atgi. In kaka iwacho ni ringruok kende ma koro nitie ka. Ringruok kende mantie ka. Chunyi to osedhi kucha. Chunyi kidhi kacha kendo kucha nigi pi idhi kelo pi kanyo. ikelo yiro moko itero gine kanyo tikedo gine to dingo no di kuma mogine kuche liel en mar osiepe to kod jodala okamano jithuro wawinjore maber bishop erokamano ahinya erokamano
Thank you. We want to pray with the family. Please just step over so that the bishop can bless you even as we leave. The choir, you get into the bus, then we find you over there. Austin will guide you and lay readers. We find you over there.
Yes, we want the family to come closer here. Just come closer here so that we pray together. I will ask Bishop Emily to commit the family.